If I used to think that success was only about certificates and experience, I was wrong. I believed that if I just worked on my skills and experience, I would reach the success I wanted. But the truth I discovered after many years and thousands of experiences is that without charisma and communication skills, it's impossible to build strong relationships, earn people's respect, or even increase your income. I saw people less qualified than me progressing much faster, and it was clear that the difference wasn't in certificates or skills. The difference was in their communication style, their presence, or even the language they used. Without mentioning body language, my friend, it's what determines if people like you, are attracted to you, or if you're just someone nobody values. Before, when I entered a place, no one would really notice me, and I kept asking myself why this was happening. But when I learned how to control my body and my voice tone, I started to see more respectful looks, and the way people treated me changed. The best part is that every time I improved in this area, I noticed a bigger impact on people. So today I'll share with you 7 body language secrets I didn't know when I was where you are. Secrets that change the way people see me and that will change how they see you if you apply them. First, the gaze is a powerful weapon, whether you realize it or not. Someone who can maintain comfortable, steady eye contact sends a clear message: I am confident and ready for anything. On the other hand, someone who avoids eye contact unconsciously signals weakness, hesitation, or worse, both. Why is eye contact so important? Because, my friend, people unconsciously associate eye contact with strength or weakness. When you speak to someone and your eyes are steady, you assert your presence without raising your voice. But if you avoid eye contact, even if you are the smartest or strongest person in the room, you will appear unconfident and won't be taken seriously. I know what you might be thinking. If I maintain eye contact, people might think I'm aggressive or it might cause problems. Most men think they need to stare without blinking or moving, which is wrong. Here's the right way. Keep your gaze steady, but don't be stiff like a robot, and don't look away every second. Use the 70-30 rule. Look into the person's eyes 70% of the time and look away naturally 30% of the time to avoid seeming aggressive or overbearing. Also, don't always be the first to break eye contact. You can wait for a small moment after the other person looks away, then freely move your eyes. For example, I often glance around the environment briefly before returning my gaze to the person I'm speaking with. This shows you're serious, listening, and in control without seeming forced. But eye contact alone won't help if you don't master your posture. Imagine this. If your stance is weak, even with the best skills or ideas, people will see you as hesitant and unconfident, and your words will lose value. But if your stance is strong, people will naturally assume you're a leader, even if you don't say a word. So, how to build a strong stance that projects charisma? First, don't lean to one side or put your weight on one leg only. Don't try to look relaxed in a way that makes you seem lazy or sloppy. Keep your stance steady. Your feet should be balanced and your back straight. You can think of a soldier's posture, but without the stiffness. Second, don't raise your shoulders too much like you're tense. This can make you look stressed. But also, don't drop your shoulders as if you have no energy. The secret is to keep your shoulders natural but slightly raised to give a stronger presence. Your neck should be straight but not exaggerated. Remember, we want presence, not arrogance. Third, many men have problems with excessive movements, shaking their legs a lot, playing with their hands, or adjusting their clothes frequently. These actions send unconscious signals that you're nervous or anxious. Try to reduce your movements when there's no reason to move. Here's an exercise to help you. Sit alone in one place and stay still for 5 to 10 minutes without moving. Repeat this daily until you feel more controlled. Then, practice this in your daily life, whether standing and talking to people or waiting in line somewhere. Don't hold your hands stiffly, but reduce unnecessary movements. This will make you seem calm under pressure and people will respect you more. But you won't reach the charisma you want without knowing how to control your hand gestures. Gestures are not just random movements, they're powerful tools. When used correctly, they can be the difference between being remembered or forgotten. Why do hand movements determine the power of your speech? Ordinary people, when nervous, move their hands quickly and use exaggerated or illogical gestures, showing they're scattered and weak. Strong people have slow, calm, and deliberate gestures that make their words more impactful. To control your hand gestures, first, don't let your hands move too fast or without meaning. The slower your gestures, the more confident you seem, which is common among leaders. Second, don't overuse your hands. Excessive movement weakens your message. Use your hands when explaining an idea or emphasizing a key point, but keep them simple otherwise. Third, don't raise your hands too high. It can look overly dramatic. It's better to keep hand movements below chest level, making them look natural and effortless. By the way, your eyes still hold another secret that makes you appear more powerful under pressure: the speed of blinking. You may never have thought about it, but people with charisma blink slower than others because they're relaxed and calm. Why does blinking speed reveal your personality? Because the human brain reads subtle signals, and any change in eye movement sends a direct message. Fast blinking signals nervousness or anxiety, but slow and steady blinking shows confidence and control. To control your blinking when negotiating or meeting new people, consciously slow down your blink rate. Watch people with authority and influence. You'll notice they blink slowly even during intense discussions. This helps them appear calm and collected. All these secrets are helpful, but making your voice heard without raising it is also important. That's why we'll move on to tactical silence. Most people think they have to fill every silent moment with talking, but silence can be your ally. Here's how to use it. Don't rush to answer every question or comment. Take a second or two before speaking. This small pause shows confidence and that you're thinking before you speak. Also, when in a heated discussion or making an important point, pause suddenly. The other person will have to focus on what you say because silence creates a slight tension that keeps the brain waiting for the rest of your words. Ordinary people talk quickly to avoid silence, but leaders understand that controlling the rhythm of speech is more important than the amount of words. Being comfortable with silence adds a power most people don't have. There's another important factor: personal space. Most men either invade too much or stand too far away, becoming invisible. But someone who controls their personal space makes their presence speak for itself without effort. Why does personal space define your strength? Because when you're comfortable in your space and don't invade others, people naturally respect your boundaries. How to use personal space to assert your presence. First, those who force themselves into others' space show they need attention or validation, while a confident person lets others be drawn to them naturally. Second, when standing, don't lean too far forward as if begging for attention, but also don't stand too far away as if uninterested or afraid. Stay balanced and comfortable. Third, if someone tries to invade your space aggressively, don't step back quickly. Unless it's a dangerous physical threat, stepping back gives the impression of weakness or lack of confidence. Instead, stay firm, remain calm, and respond with calm looks without losing your cool. All these things won't help much if you don't know how to walk properly. Believe it or not, your walk defines how people perceive you even before you speak. If you walk randomly, fast, or hesitantly, people will see you as lost. But if you walk with a distinct style, respect will come naturally. Confident men have a clear walking pattern: steady, controlled, without extra movements. Your walk should say you have a goal. Everyone will notice it subconsciously. Everyone has a unique walking style. Intelligence agencies even use walking patterns to identify targets, so don't underestimate what I'm telling you. How to walk with presence. First, don't walk too fast as if you're in a hurry or stressed, nor too slow as if lost. Walk at a moderate pace with stability, like you know exactly where you're going. Second, don't lean forward like you're carrying the world's worries, nor raise your head too high as if trying to look down on others. Stay comfortable, open your chest a bit, it gives you the aura of strength and confidence. Third, walking with your eyes on the ground shows weakness and lack of confidence, so keep your gaze straight, not confrontational but not shy either. And your hand movement while walking should be natural, not exaggerated or robotic. I was where you are. I knew I had abilities, but didn't understand why people with the same or fewer skills were ahead of me. The difference was their experience in communicating with people. Every man can be influential, respected, and have a strong presence, but the challenge is to be aware of everything you do. I learned these secrets the hard way, and now I'm here to save you time and give you everything you need to be among the 1% who know how to assert themselves. And it builds strong relationships and completely change their lives. The choice is yours. Will you start applying and changing your life, or will you stay the same? If you want something that changes how people treat you, watch this video.